Bum 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 bum. Stream starting, stream starting, stream starting. Audio's good? Question mark? Eh? Maybe? Okay. Anyway, hopefully we're here. If we're not, then stick a soundbag in my shoe and call me Steven. Welcome back to Trails in the Sky the 3rd! Yay! Ow. In the intermediary period, I want to give the Sundoors their own segment, which is why I've done Sundoor 1 off stream before the stream started. I will come back to it and play through it on stream, but for now, I've done it off stream. Save you the trouble of watching me experience great pain. Just as a brief cover over, Sundoor 1 centers around the Kapua family and essentially how they got into the situation they're in. Elaborating a bit more on what was introduced in Sky First chapter. You get detection and Josette's S-Craft for doing that. And detection is a Mirage Elemental Quartz, which means you can slap it on Reese if you really wanted to. Gives you 1 wind value, 2 Mirage value, and displays treasure chest locations on the map, which is hella nifty. However, there are some locations that don't have an overworld large map, so it kind of sucks, and the value's not good, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. Also, you want to make sure you pick up 4 pearl earrings at minimum for the section we're coming up on today, because you're going to need them. The boss of the next area has a lovely, lovely chance of inflicting seal, and it's going to make you hate life if you don't have them. Because you'll lose access to your S-breaks, and then the world's not going to be kosher. I've given Reese Septium Nuit, because we can now purchase that from the monument, as long as you've inspected the one in Grancel. Theoretically, you could buy this as soon as you get there, but completing Sundoor 1 gives you 3,000 Mira, so I had the money for it now. I have gone over people's quartz setups in between streams, but this is the team I'll be using for now, because of Mueller and Julia having very broken chain interactions. Also, Reese has Crimson Eye equipped, instead of the Lunar Seal, because the Lunar Seal is on Mueller now, because Mueller needs CP, because he's going to be activating chains most of the time, not Julia. Yada yada yada, capiche, capiche, capiche. In addition to that, where is it? With Scent, Mueller gets access to Thelios, which is one of the earliest revival skills you can get in the game. Which means that you no longer have to pour thousands upon thousands of Mira into the fountain. God bless. I did want to see if it was possible for me to get Saint, and I think it is. But I don't remember how I'm going to go about it. I think Eagle Eye does it? Yeah. Which is probably what I'd do. Or you can do EP1, which also works, but I think Eagle Eye is just slightly better. That being said, there's no need to get Saint on Kevin yet. Where is Seal? There it is. Oop. Okie dokie then. As long as you've got your setups basically like this, you are good to move on out. You could theoretically get a second action too, but there's not really a reason to do that. Because you'll be getting an extra action 2 very soon, and there's no reason to have duplicates. Now, if you have the fountain that regenerates your CP to 200 available, like I do, I recommend you do not use it yet. Because we're going to be going to do Star Door 1 first, and we will be taking a death in there on purpose. That's because the reward for Star Door 1 is very good. But at this current moment in time, there is a fight that you have the option to lose, and if you do lose, then the reward is still the same, so... I don't really see a reason to win, per se. Especially given the option not to, and if I can skip fights, I will. So if you bring Mueller and Julia, you can access Star Door 1, which we can do now. And I highly recommend you do this as soon as possible. Unless you want to defeat the boss in here for some reason. In which case, fair enough. I shall grant to you a memory fragment, and my blessing. Roughly 2 months after the crisis that struck LaBelle came to an end, that concludes my report on all that transpired here 2 months prior. I really cannot thank you enough for your above and beyond efforts, Captain. Bringing an end to the chaos and restoring hope to the people was no easy task. You should truly be proud of yourself. Your Majesty, please. I've done nothing to deserve such praise. I would beg to differ, and it's why I want to thank you on behalf of every one of LaBelle's citizens. Not only did you ensure our safety, you went from place to place aiding in the restoration as well. Now you continue to be just as busy as the leader of the Royal Guard. You deserve all the thanks you can get. I really am proud of you, Captain Schwartz. I am honored, Your Majesty. I believe I'll be able to formally present you with at least one medal for your achievements at a later date, too. General Morgan seems to think a promotion is almost assured as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds in store for you. But Your Majesty, I must object. The only reason this crisis was resolved at all was because of the efforts of countless people, all of whom gave their all for LaBelle's sake. My contribution was but a minor part of a much greater whole. I don't feel it would be appropriate for me to be receiving medals or promotions. Captain, I agree that countless people have contributed to achieving the peace that we now have. Everyone who fought, who tried to protect their loved ones, and who endured the suffering they faced contributed in some way. But I believe it's clear to everyone that without the Arsail, the crisis would not have seen the conclusion that it did. And the one who commanded the Arsail was you. Be that as it may, medals are one thing, but I couldn't possibly consider accepting a promotion. I feel as though I've barely spent all that much time in my current position, so assuming one with even greater responsibility would be, There's no need to be so modest. In my opinion, you've accomplished much more in your position than you seem to believe you have. Actually, Captain, I'd like to propose that you take the rest of today off. How would you feel about that? May I ask why, Your Majesty? I'm not sure I quite understand. As mentioned, I want to show my thanks to you for all you did, and I believe there to be better ways to do that than formal meetings like these. You certainly deserve some rest too, given how exhausting going back and forth between military HQ and the castle practically every day must be. I've even been receiving requests from members of the Royal Guard saying they would like for you to take a break as well. I'm terribly sorry you had to listen to such complaints, Your Majesty. It was certainly not my intent that you should be troubled so. So who was it? Lux? Leon? Could easily be both, knowing them. I'm used to them telling me as much every time they see me, but I cannot believe they chose to bother Her Majesty with such issues. As such, I would like for you to take the remainder of the day and use it to relax. That way you can return to your duties tomorrow feeling refreshed and ready for work, for the good of this nation and you. Very well. If that is your wish, Your Majesty. I, Captain Julia Schwartz of the Royal Guard, accept your proposal and shall take leave of my duties for the remainder of the day. Even takes breaks professionally. A promotion. Ordinarily, receiving one would be a cause for celebration, but for me... Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Captain. I hear you've been given the rest of the day off. That's right, yes. I'm amazed you already know that when I was just told myself. It's not all that amazing, really. Leon was trying to make sure everyone knew over the communications network from Leyston. I hear Echo appealed directly to Her Majesty, even. Directly? I can't believe it. He did look like he had something he wanted to say to me the last time I saw him. What is it with them? I still wish we could have helped with repairing the Arcel too, though. I hear the repairs are running a little behind schedule, too. I wonder how things are going over there. You needn't worry about the Arcel's repairs. The only reason those three are still there at Leyston Fortress is that they wouldn't take no for an answer and insisted on staying. The repairs are currently being carried under Gustav, the maintenance chief from ZCF. They'll be completed properly. Incidentally, do you know if Her Highness has left already? Yes, in fact. Claudia left not long ago, if you're looking for her. She's gone to inspect the royal villa. Were you not aware of this? Your Grace, I was not. I would very much have liked to accompany her over there, if I am truthful. I suppose that comes as no surprise. You always have been one to put yourself forward to escort her at every opportunity. I can't say I understand why. Simple escort jobs are well below your current rank. I suppose so. Still, I'm sure she's well. She has a number of trustworthy guardsmen with her. Try not to fret over her too much. Of course. You're right. Thank you, Your Grace. And with that, we're leaving, Philip. There is work to be done. Just a moment, Your Grace. Please try not to be too downhearted. What are you doing, Philip? I said that there is work to be done. My apologies. It looks as though I missed Her Highness yet again. Still, we're both so busy with our own duties, it's no wonder it keeps happening. It's incredible how much Duke Dunham's changed. Tell me about it. Apparently, he's often seen in the administrative room working genuinely hard lately. He was the one who proposed paying compensation out a while back, too. I always thought of him as a good-for-nothing slob, but maybe there's more to him than that. He's finally showing that he shares Her Majesty's blood after all. You're on duty! Enough idle chatter! My apologies, Captain. As you are seemingly aware, I will be absent from the castle for the remainder of the day. I expect the two of you to take care of things here in my absence. Yes, ma'am. Take care, ma'am. Being granted this day off is all well and good in theory, but I haven't had one in so long, I haven't the faintest idea of what to do with it. Should I go shopping? Perhaps do maintenance work on my equipment? Or would it be best just returning to my room and reading a book? No, I need to do more than simply rest with my time. I need to use it productively. I know. Wouldn't it be nice to take a light stroll along the scenic route? I haven't done that in ages. It would be an excellent use of my time, even. Is it really true that Julia's returned to Grancel? Where is she? Where is she? Please, don't push. Everyone, please, calm down. But what exactly is going on here? Captain? Oh, no. Why'd you have to come now? It's dangerous here. Please, retreat back inside the castle at once. It's Julia! What? It really is! What the devil is this? Julia! What? Poor Alutz got yeeted into the river. Oh no. Captain Schwartz, we've locked the castle gates for the time being. You aren't hurt, are you? No, I'm fine. What just happened? Well, they appear to be some rather ardent fans of yours, Captain. You know, we did have a rather large number of fan letters arrive at the castle this morning. I wonder if that could be related to all this. For fan letters? Apparently, some magazine company put together a special feature on you yesterday. It was full of information on what you were up to on that flying city. Oh, that reminds me. A few people who claim to be from the Bell News came here while you were away. They said they were putting together a feature to capitalize on your popularity, so they wanted to gather material for it. I think I've heard enough. I can probably fill in the rest myself. Why am I getting this kind of attention? Fan letters? Magazine articles? Why am I being treated like someone special? I'm not at all. First Her Majesty praising me more than I deserve, and now this. All I really wanted to do was protect Her Highness. That's all. That's what I want to do now too. But the opportunity to actually go with her and escort her rarely seems to present itself anymore. Must I be forced to accept that this is how things will be going forward? Thank you for your time today, Archbishop. I will conduct a mass again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Could I ask you to pass that on to Her Majesty? It would be my pleasure. Oh, if it isn't Julia. I wasn't expecting to find you here. Is something the matter? Oh, not at all. And good day to you, Archbishop. It's good to see you again, Julia. I haven't seen you for some time. You had me a little concerned. I'm terribly sorry for worrying you. I'd also like to apologize for not attending Mass at all of late. Oh, it's no trouble. I'm well aware of how busy you are. And I'll ask of you in the busy times you face in this. No matter how busy you may become, you must never lose sight of yourself. What matters to you most is always close at hand. Thank you, Archbishop. I'll take what you've said to heart. Excellent. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should really be on my way. Good day, Archbishop. Actually, there is one way I may be able to get out of here. Archbishop Currant, please wait. Everyone, please move a little farther from the castle gates. Please, just a little more. If everyone could please remain calm. It's Julia! She's coming out! She's coming out! It's just the Archbishop and his sister. Come now, everyone. Move aside and let us pass. It looks like your plan ended up working, Julia. Fortunately, yes. I'm sorry for causing you trouble yet again. Not to worry. You have my sympathies, even. Those seem to be some very fervent admirers back there. Major Vander? What is he doing here? I thought he'd already left Le Pearl. This is quite a surprise. I wasn't aware you were also a sister of the church, Captain Schwartz. You can tell? Well... I should be back in Erebonia, but I still have a little cleaning up after that fool to do. So I ended up having to come back here again in the end. I would have liked to take the time to greet you, but the chance ultimately never presented itself. Nevertheless, I am pleased we were able to meet again, Captain. Or is it Sister Julia now? Major? It appears to me that there is one little point in trying to disguise your identity from this man. Perhaps you needn't bother. Regardless, I have preparations to make for this afternoon's mass, so I should excuse myself. Good day to you both. Archbishop? So, that was the famous Archbishop Courant, was it? Perhaps I should have taken the chance to properly introduce myself to him. Major. I should probably explain how I ended up in this situation. You see, Aw, I wish I could have stayed a little longer, but I've really got to get going. I wish I could have gotten a closer look at Julia, though. I thought this was finally going to be my chance. She's so dreamy. They're starting to make their way back. If they find me here, I'm doomed. Should you like, Captain, I would be happy to help you disguise yourself. Pardon? I can't pretend to be familiar with the situation, but I can see you aren't comfortable with being discovered here. In these situations, your instinct may be to hide, but I believe the best thing to do is the exact opposite. If it works for you, I'd be happy to accompany you somewhere a little safer. Oh my, thank you. Julia. Please do, right away. My pleasure. Never mind. I suppose it was just my imagination. It must have been. Well, this area seems to be empty. Will this be far enough, do you think? It should be. Whew. I can't apologize enough for this, Major. No, think nothing of it. Now, I'm used to having to run around without being discovered. Usually because Olivier's caused some kind of predicament. I can see that. I'm still ashamed of what happened, though. A little simple commotion like that ruined my plans to go outside the city for my day off. I wasn't able to calm the situation at all. I wouldn't even have been able to leave the castle without resorting to a disguise. I'm not sure you have any reason to be blaming yourself here, Captain. I'm afraid I must disagree. As a member of the Royal Guard, I am utterly useless. And this isn't the first time that I've felt that way. And during the coup d'etat, I was powerless. I should have been able to protect Her Highness, and yet she ended up being captured and placed in danger. The same was true when Grancel was attacked by Ouroboros too. Not only could I not protect Her Majesty from being endangered by them, I wasn't even able to be anywhere near her. I, of all people, should have been right by her side in her hour of need. How dare I learn of what happened only after the fact? I'm not fit to even serve them. Well, I can certainly understand your frustrations. They were both safe, were they not? Surely that is what counts above all. Much as we may wish to be, no human is omnipotent. Neither of us are any exception to that. I understand that, or at least I want to believe that I do. But to make matters worse, I now find out there are magazine articles about me, making me out to be some kind of great hero. There's even talk of me being promoted. I don't even feel like I've done my job in a way that's worthy of praise. Never mind anything to deserve being given a higher position. No, none of that is what bothers me most. If people want to give me greater praise than I deserve, let them. And receiving a promotion isn't in itself a cause to be unhappy. More the opposite, on paper at least. But in reality, it will result in me becoming busier because of my new duties, which will result in me ending up even further away from Her Highness than I am now. I'm a little envious of you, to tell the truth, Major. You've always been able to go and escort Prince Oliver like it's the most natural thing in the world. Maybe you weren't always by his side, but you were when he needed him. You were when he needed you most. You did more than escort him too. You were able to help and aid him in ways beyond the call of duty. By comparison, I can't seem to be able to help Her Highness at all. I can't even lend her an ear when she is plagued with worry. When she was agonizing over whether to assume her position as Crown Princess, I couldn't do a single thing for her. I feel somewhat reluctant to give my opinion here, as I can hardly pretend to be well versed in your situation. But from where I stand, your position seems to be the more fortunate one. How so? What exactly do you mean, Major? I didn't mean to offend you, so I apologize if I did. But protecting that fool is a task that was thrust upon me the moment I was born. Between us, I find myself envious of your natural loyalty to the ones you serve. The moment you were born? Oh, right, you're a Vander. And we're a military family who traditionally serves the Imperial family, yes. My luck for anything less than a hectic life ran out the second I was given it, I fear. That's certainly a great responsibility to be destined to fulfill. Especially when you're chosen to protect Prince Oliver, of all people. Quite so. Still, my point stands. I do believe that it's fortunate thing to be able to serve and devote yourself to those you genuinely care for. I may hardly be an expert on the subject, seeing as Her Highness is much less of a handful, but am I wrong? No, I see your point. Perhaps I should see being able to sit and worry about something like this as a luxury. Although whether someone who isn't able to defend Her Highness can really be called a member of the Royal Guard is another issue entirely. Captain, if you'd like, I'd be happy to teach you a good way to clear your head. To clear my head, you say? Indeed, still. I would like you to keep this off the record. This will be a one-round duel. Both arts and items may be used. Oh, this is what you had in mind. I can't say I feel especially confident about my chances of defeating a warrior of the famed Vander family, but I'll certainly try. There's no need to be so modest. Well, Captain, let us begin. GG no Re. If that doesn't immediately kill you. Mueller is the boss of Stardor 2. Well, Stardor 1, actually. You do not need to win this fight, but it is perfectly possible to do so. In this fight, you do not have access to attack orders because it wouldn't actually do anything for you. The strategy for actually winning revolves around using Mirage Berg to protect yourself from damage, and healing. You have access to a set amount of arts, those being Tira Tyrol, Ragda Blast, Dark Matter, Lost Mobius, Blue Ascension, Sylphan Guard, Petrosphere, Saint, Clock up the X, Clock down. This is a perfectly winnable fight. I'm just not going to bother because I don't need to. But the general concept follows the line of heal after you get hit by him, set up a Saint, rinse, repeat, and keep slapping him until you win. Anyway, whether you win or lose changes the outcome of this cutscene a bit. I knew you would be formidable, but not quite like this. Captain, may I ask something? What did you lose by being defeated? I'm not sure I understand. The easiest way to determine the true worth of something is to imagine how things would be if you were to lose it. When you do that, you start to see things for how they really are beyond simple logic. Imagine you would have vanished from the world, and yet you still possess the ability to think. Would there be anything left lingering on your mind? Anything that worried you? Something that you wished you could do? If so, that is what you should do most. Those are excellent questions, Major. Your Highness, I think I finally know what to do. I cannot thank you enough. Thanks to you, I can finally see the path I ought to take. I'll be sure to take all you've taught me today to heart. Just don't assume I thought of any of what I've said or done today myself. I often would cross swords with my uncle to clear away frustrations from having to deal with my own insufferable charge. Well, it's probably about time I thought about returning to Erebonia. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm feeling a hint of concern for his well-being. Only a hint? Please, give my regards to the prince when you see him then. I shall. And give mine to Princess Claudia as well. It was at that moment that I made a decision in my heart. I would do all I could to support Her Highness, this nation's future queen. But to that end, I also resolved to accept whatever promotions I received. No doubt the further I moved up the ranks, the more my chances to actually meet with her would decrease. But even if we can't meet in person, even if I have to do it from afar, I want to be able to support her. Perhaps this decision is a selfish one, but I do hope you can forgive me for making it, Your Highness. I feel somewhat reluctant to disturb Her Majesty while she's busy working, but... Is that you, Julia? Scream! Your Highness! Sieg! How come you're back here already? Oh, did you think I was still over at the villa? I expected to be too, but there weren't many people there today, so I was able to leave earlier than expected. Ah, I see. I'm just surprised as you are, actually. I thought you'd been given the day off today. Oh, you knew? Indeed I had. I ended up running into a friend I don't have many opportunities to spend time with. The time we spent together simply flew by. I owe my deepest thanks to Her Majesty for giving me the opportunity. I'm happy to hear that. Julia? I realize this may feel a little out of nowhere, but I wanted to thank you for always supporting me. Goodness, that is out of nowhere. But it's something I should have done ages ago. I can't believe it's taken me this long to state the obvious. Everything my parents would otherwise have taught me, you ended up doing in their place. How to fight, how to act, how to think. It's like I'm only now starting to realize just how much of what makes me myself are the things I learned from you. I feel like I've grown up always seeing you as a role model. I remember Grandmother laughing at me once, pointing out how similar I am to you too. Even in the little things, like how I walk and move, she says I'm just like you. Julia? Is something the matter? No. All this time, I really have been right by her side. I spent all this time worrying because I couldn't see her by mine. But as far as she was concerned, I was always there. I truly am beyond help. Chloe, may I say something? I don't believe I'll be able to wait upon you as I always have any longer. But even now, I wish to do all I can to protect and support you. I wish to continue being your retainer, your friend, and your sister as well. So, please, try not to overexert yourself during my absence. And even if I'm not able to be near you all the time, I still want you to know that you can always call upon me if you need me. Yeah, Of course I will. Although, I can't promise I won't find myself unintentionally taking advantage of your kindness when I do. I'm always happy to have you to depend on. And I'll always be glad that you feel that way. That afternoon, they were able to enjoy a few relaxing cups of tea together. Despite her initial resistance, Julia's day off proved to be much more enjoyable than she had expected. And it seemed inevitable that the fragrance of the tea that she drank that day would remain in her memories forever. Stuff like this is why I love Sky the Third. Its unique structure allows it to both reference events during, after, and long before anything we've seen of these characters so far. And it's that flexibility that allows them to go into interesting character dynamics that we wouldn't see otherwise, like Julia and Chloe's relationship. It's for that reason that I absolutely love the side story things in Sky the Third, and why I will defend this game to hell and back. There is Stardoor 2 that we could go and look at right now, but there's really not much reason to, as the reward for Stardoor 2 isn't that good. If you have poison, you basically already have it. While it is neat, it doesn't really do much for me, so I'm not going to be bothering with it. Once you've done that fight, you want to head back to the base area and use that CP recovery pool. And then make your way over to the Grancel Arena, provided that there is nothing left for you to do. You can just keep it a south block and then head straight over to the right. Also, now that it's nighttime, the enemies roaming the main area have changed. They are now Skullheads and Banshees. The Skullheads explosion is in every single tile next to it, so I think Mueller is safe where he's standing, but you should still be very careful. As for the Banshees, they require fire arts to take down effectively. Or a charge attack from Mueller and Julia will very quickly dispatch most of its health. And cross gear rage. Is there anything I can damage that with? Not really. Ascension, just try and take it out. And now I'm going to move Mueller and Kevin away. Take out that Skullhead while there's nobody near it. And then move Reese away from the damage as well. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get. back all the way up. Hopefully Kevin doesn't die. There we go. So now you have their data in your notebook. Wrong menu. Wrong menu again. Ah! Bloody menus. There it is. Banshees are a source of EP charges for this floor. Yippee. Skullheads will drop EP charges. Yippee. The notable thing to mention here is that the Skullheads are immune to attack delay. That's what that thing there means. Banshees are not. Yada yada yada. The kitten caboodle. I'm gonna restore your HP. And then we can shimmy on over to Grancel Cathedral. Can blue impact with Mueller, Arc with Julia, and that should be these guys dead. Hopefully. Yep. Good enough. Don't need exactly 200 CP for this, so there's no need to fret. Save once you reach the doors. Where are we now? 100% positive this is the Grancel Arena. Used for all kinds of events in LeBron, like martial arts tournaments and stuff. Indeed. Zin, Estelle, Olivier, and Joshua won last year's. And there's yet to be a one held this year, though, for a number of reasons. Oh, really? Regardless, it feels as though something is lying in wait for us here. We should proceed with caution. Agreed. Notice. Door stuck! Door stuck! Nothing to do behind the reception desk. If you head out to the viewing platform, it also seems like there's nothing here, apparently. I don't remember if you can head this way in. Oh, no, you can. But you can't head through that door. Head up here. That door is locked. I don't think this door is. Yeah. So there is a second stone here. It doesn't give you access to anything new, but it is here. And as long as you picked it up, it becomes a teleport destination for you, so you can come back here whenever you like. I recommend healing up first. And if you've got to buy pearl earrings, you can get them from here right now. Survival vest is kind of expensive. I'm gonna get the antler sword from Mueller, just because. Hambo and Septium Nuit are still there, if you want them. No real need to, though. However, you want to work your way over to the other side still, because there's something over here that we have not done yet. Those doors are locked, but if you open these, this gate is shut, but there is a door here. Bring to me the fists of steel which nothing in this world can move. Only then shall the door open. Want to note that down? That is Sundoor 3. Sundoor 3 is a particular challenge that you will be coming back to time and time again. But for now, it's just good to keep it documented as somewhere you can go soon. When you're ready to face the challenge ahead, save, and walk forwards. Well, we made it to the arena. This is where some enemies show up out of nowhere to fight us, isn't it? Whoa! Now look what you've done. It's just a coincidence, I swear. Me and my big mouth. I feel like I've just been set up or something. Assigning blame can wait until later. Here they come. So, the Iron Knights and the Banshees. This might be the first time you see them, but, you know, hey-ho, Banshees. First things first, you want to set up a forte on Julia while all the enemies are moving towards you. And I'm just going to use Mueller's turn to hit one of the Iron Knights. Going to clock up EX Julia, and have Julia use attack orders. The difficult part of this fight is now surviving this turn. As long as you can do that, you should be good. Sacred Breath to heal off any damage you might have taken. And between Mueller and Julia, you can basically kill anything in this fight. With the boosts to their attacks, they hit for some monstrous damage numbers. Provided they are parts of a chain. If their CP ever gets too low, you want to use Reese to restore that as full as you can. And then have Kevin be the pseudo-healer and kind of a tank, I guess. If he is distracting the enemies, that's good enough. Then Mueller and Julia should be able to take out the other two enemies. Easy peasy. If you're lucky, you can get it done in one chain, but meh to optimizing on that. Yeah, more? We'll defeat as many as we have to. You do get a bit of preparation time when they're walking up to you, and I recommend you take advantage of that. I think I'm just going to soul blow one of the Dark Blades. Have Julie use attack orders to boost everybody's speed. And have her and Mueller do a chain. Can incorporate Kevin into it too, get some more damage off. It's primarily the Dark Blades that are going to cause you most trouble. Once the Knights are disabled, it just becomes a matter of getting lucky enough to survive the Dark Blades. As long as you can go one round with them, the rest of this fight should be cake. Ouch. Nope, dead Kevin. Good night, Holy Blessing, get him back up. I think Mueller's basic attack should be enough to take out the Dark Blade. Yep. Dark Blade is readying an instant kill attack on Kevin. Luckily, we have Earth Guard, so he can be safe. And if the Dark Blade is wasting its turns like this, you just want to spam Soul Blurs with anybody who has it. Cloak and Dagger doesn't do jack. Well, if Reese gets hit, she's kind of dead anyway. Yeah, just gotta risk it. Darkblade is gathering energy. As long as it has less than 2.5k, it should die, even on low rolls. Get Sacred Breath here. And then if you have a supply of tier bombs in the back, you can just boop, spam those out. Sacred Breaths serve a perfectly fine purpose here. Gonna move Kevin in. I can give him a Holy Blessing. Huzzah! Darkblade should still be sealed for a little bit longer. Lets me sacrifice arrow, people back up. Make sure Kevin gets that hit in, so he can get his CP back to 100 minimum. And then slap the boss when you're ready. How many of these things are we gonna have to do? Our next foe seems to be quite large, too. What in... Is that an armored horseman? Seems to be just like that one Estelle's crew beat under Genis. And not to jinx us, but this is probably going to be the last one. So let's finish this. So this boss can screw you in a wonderful manner of, wonderful many ways. Can start with the Grail Sphere if you need to, doesn't mean that much. Want to attack orders, and get a Clock Up EX ready on Julia. And then with a Chain 2, centered on one of the skulls if they move up, like this. You should, in theory, be able to kill them all. And deal some hefty damage to the boss. Curse Blade is an AoE attack that hits for large damage. And it's not something you want to be on the receiving end of. Thunderstorm is a line attack that's basically Lightning Storm, and that can inflict Seal, which you don't want to be caught on either. You can see we've already got the boss down a fair amount. Earth Guard is exceptionally important for this fight if you want to win. Gonna Hound Gale that, because I think I can kill them all. And then Mueller should be safe. Nice. Gonna Forte Julia just to get our attack as high as we can. And then give Kevin Holy Blessing to boost the CP up. We have Tira Bombs, she can protect herself. So just going to use Mueller and Julia's turns to chain. Do about 5,000 damage, give or take. And then Kevin can run over and Tira Bomb. Hopefully that's on... Yep, okay, that's fine. Gonna have her walk up. And then Kevin, Sacred Breath, should get most of them. Crap. Well, game over, I guess. If that attack goes off and hits your party, you are dead. Dead, dead, dead. It's absolutely vital that you do not get hit by this. Fortunately, him charging this attack up gives you a lot of time to work with. So provided Mueller isn't too slow, you can Earth Guard, patch your weaknesses up, yada yada yada. However, everybody else is already prepared. Kevin's gonna have Grail Sphere in time, so I'm just gonna do damage. Which is perfectly fine to do. I'm gonna attack with Reese here. Which is just to get in a bit more damage. And Kevin will do the same. And I can S-break with him. Energy Blast. Is kind of the barometer you want to work around. Gonna drop a Swing Witch on Kevin. Cursed Blade's delay is one other huge factor in why that attack sucks to get hit by. Fortunately, Reese still has Holy Blessing. And I just want to attack with Kevin to get his CP up. Mueller should be okay to do the same. And then I'll move Julia around to the top side. And give Kevin a Holy Blessing. Just to make sure he doesn't die. When the boss gets low on health, it will use Call Allies, which will spawn a skull head somewhere. Skull heads aren't too bad. Just keep an eye on your health. The boss looks like it's getting ready to charge big boy attack. So I'm going to focus Kevin's efforts on destroying the skull head. Ow. That sucks. Think I have time to Mirage Berg though. And then we'll attack orders, boost everybody's speed. Chain 2. And then we S-break with Kevin at 200. Very nice. Just goes for a normal attack, thankfully. I'm going to move Reese in. Misses on Julia, very nice. And then we'll Holy Blessing Kevin. Now I kind of want to use Kevin's crit turn with a chain. Because I think that might put him in... I think that might put the boss inside lethal range, but I have no clue. So, for that reason, I'm going to chain Julia and Mule together on this turn. And then we'll chain 3. And I think this should be enough with an S-Craft from Mueller. Hopefully. Or that straight up kills him. YOLO! Get level ups on everyone except for Mueller. And get an evade 3. Not the drop I wanted, but it's the drop I'll take. Boss gets the sock. Woo! It left behind a stone. Let me find the sealing stone. Is this our prize for winning? Only the best for champions. Whoever set this up sure put a lot of effort into making it feel like a proper tournament. How dedicated of them. Well, congrats, gang. We've found our 5th sealing stone. Let's head back and see who's inside. Indeed. This gate doesn't do anything, so the only way to head back is this way. Of course, there's nothing else to really do here, so you are perfectly fine with going to the Hermit's Garden through the cube. Want to restore HP and EP. HP and EP. And we can restore our CP. Hallelujah. It's raining men. Amen. And unleash that sealing stone. This time on who's that Pokemon? I mean, who's that Trails character? I wonder who it could possibly be, possibly be. And with this stone unsealed, there goes the lock on Grancel Castle. Oh, that looks like... So even he ended up in here. So one of the stars of this show makes his grand appearance. And this is someone you know too? Yeah, no is an understatement. He's everyone's favorite black-haired prince. Ugh. Estelle, get down! What? Joshua! Joshua! Josette, Tita. Is this a dream, or some kind of illusory tactic meant to disorient me? Trust you to get right down to the theorizing. Sorry, but this ain't no dream, or illusion for that matter. I'm surprised to find so many of you here. Mind telling me exactly what this situation we found ourselves in is? Guess that wasn't enough to convince you this is actually happening, huh? No, not at all. Consider me convinced. While the idea of this being an illusion seemed initially plausible, the existence of your companion over there made it quite unlikely. Me? Correct. Am I right in assuming that you're a member of the Gralsritter? You can tell. Well, you're with Kevin, and you use a Templar sword to fight. It's a safe enough assumption on my part. My name is Joshua. Incidentally, Joshua Bright. Sergeant, I'm a squire. Veg! I missed you, Veg. Okay, that might be a lie. But you're here, Veg. The Veg comment makes this run a run. God bless. Since we're on the subject, I'm curious how you came to be familiar with us and our organization. Wait a second, Joshua. Why does her being here prove this isn't an illusion? Is me being here not proof enough for you? Oh, you know, I don't think I've ever seen you with that visor on before, have I? Does that have to do with that delivery company you mentioned running a while back? It suits you. Yeah, that's it. We're doing awesome for ourselves these days, too. But you didn't answer my question. Surely you can tell just by looking at me that I'm the real thing. Generally, when you're in an illusion, the other people who appear in it are people you're familiar with. The reason being is they draw on and utilize knowledge the victim has within order to create the world. I've met the rest of you, but Reese here's a complete stranger. And not any complete stranger, an unusual one too. So she may not prove for certain this isn't an illusion, but she does make it seem rather unlikely. I think I get what you're saying. Maybe. Basically, the reason I don't prove this isn't an illusion is because we're so close. Well, you could put it that way, I guess. Okay, that's fine by me. Anyway, it's so good to see you again, Joshua. I'm glad you're looking well, too. You've grown a bit in this past half year, haven't you? You noticed. I'm surprised to see you got caught up in all this, though. It must have been a real surprise to find yourself here all of a sudden. Yeah, it still doesn't feel completely real to me, even after all this time, to be honest. Oh, right. You don't know where Estelle could be, do you? I wish I did. That said, I'm sure she was surrounded by the same white light that I was. I'd say the odds are fairly high that she's somewhere in Phantasma like us. Oh. Actually, where were you before you ended up here anyway? Your last letter said that you were in Erebonia. Were you still there? Oh no, not anymore. We're over in Crossbell at the moment. Or were, with the situation as it is now. Really? We were flying over there before I ended up here too. You were? I wonder if there's anything to that. It's relatively close to Laburl, though that may have had something to do with it. I myself was in Erebonia, but I was in the town closest to the border with Laburl. Oh, right. I have a question for you, Father Graham. Supposing that we assume all of this was caused by an incredibly powerful artifact, do you think such a thing would be able to exert its influence as far as Crossbell or Palm? I seriously doubt it. The only thing I can think of that was able to affect that wide an area was the Oriel Shulbal shutdown phenomenon. That actually did reach the southern edge of Erebonia. I see. So it would need to be something as powerful as one of the Septarians, then. Although, speaking of which, Is the aureole itself still unaccounted for? You can't mean this is the work of the aureole. I don't think we should rule out the possibility, Tita. But even if we assume the aureole is involved in some way, that wouldn't answer most of the questions we want answers to. Indeed. Such as who remains our enemies, or how Grancel ended up filled with fiends and magic barriers. Or how we ended up facing actual embodiments of devils from church scripture or the presence of the higher elements. Until we have a theory that can explain all of those mysteries, we should probably refrain from jumping to conclusions. I would have to agree. Still, that being the case, I'd like to propose we focus on working out what happened to Grancel first and foremost. My thoughts exactly. Now, I know you're probably worried about Estelle right now, but would you be up for helping us? That was my intention from the beginning. I can't very well turn my back on friends in need, for one thing. Besides, I think I'll find her a lot faster by helping out rather than sitting in here worrying. I hope we do. Well, I'll be glad to have you with us at least. That's what I want to hear. Cheers, man. Well, as soon as we're ready, we should make our way back to the capital. I expect something will have changed there as a result of releasing Joshua from his stone. Right. So, Joshua has extreme speed plus movement and diverse crafts, arts proficient. For now, I'm going to sub him in, just so we can get a look at his stats. So, Joshua comes with Action 2, Evade 2, EP Cut 1, Cast 1, EP 2, Mind 2, Attack 2. Which, if you'll notice, is a downgraded version of his starting setup from Sky 2nd Chapter. He comes with a lot of top-of-the-line arts. And if you replace his Cast with Blind, he can get access to stuff like Clock Up EX and Clock Down, while still just being him, which is immensely, immensely helpful. The Mind 2 and Attack 2, your mileage may vary with them. Personally, I'm kind of iffy on them as a whole. But still, they could be useful to you. And this is the first EP2 we've been able to obtain, so that may also change a couple things for you. Anyway, comes with the Misery Codes. Narrow swords made for getting through narrow gaps in armor, a survival vest, and trekking gear. This is also your source of the 4th Action 2 you can get, without having to make another one. If we go to Synthesized Quartz, you can see that EP2 is not yet available, meaning that is the only way of getting one. It is possible to have an EP3 at this point, through something I am about to show off. If you check your Monster Notebook, the Dark Bringer can drop HP 3, Defense 3, Shield 3, Evade 3, Attack 3, Mind 3, and Hit 3. Hit 3 gives you access to a lot of powerful stuff, like Phantom Pain and easier access to Saint. But it's not make or break if you get it or not. In my opinion, the best drop you can get is Mind 3, because that'll give you access to Lartira, which, if you can get that on Reese as a secondary healer, that is nuts. However, things don't always pan out that way, which is perfectly fine. This upcoming section of the game is probably the hardest part so far that you'll ever have to do. And is basically a painful setup. That being said, I see no reason that we shouldn't go over his crafts. So let's head into Jade Corridor 1 for a moment. So, Joshua comes with True Flicker, which has the same penetrate and attack delay as it did in all the other Sky games. True Cloak and Dagger, Evil Eye EX, Taunt, and Supreme Dual Strike. Supreme Dual Strike is the main featuring part of his kit, I suppose, as it comes with a 100% poison chance, which is nuts. Most bosses tend to be immune to poison, but the ones that aren't can be chunked down immensely fast by Supreme Dual Strike's existence. Evil Eye EX is very good AoE attack delaying. True Cloak and Dagger isn't that useful, but until we get a better access to instant kills, it can be used in some cases. And he also comes out the gate with True Sever, True Black Fang, and Phantom Raid. Phantom Raid being one of the key, oh my god, why are you allowed to do this early kind of things. Speaking of his raw damage as early as you obtain him, he hits like an absolute brick, but he's built like glass. So you do have to be quite careful when using him. But for normal enemy encounters, Joshua is the king of getting in and getting out fast. Restore HP and EP here real quick. And I'm going to be subbing out Mueller very quickly for Julia.
Understood.
Give her the action 2. I think giving Reese EP2 lets her do some very silly things, but I'd need to check first. She's pretty much the same as Joshua is, that's fair. I'm happy with that. You want to take advantage of Joshua's quick speed to set up stuff like clock down very quickly, which can make fights with lots of enemies much easier to handle, just on the principle of them not being able to attack you as fast. Gonna take the Lunar Seal off of Mueller and debuff his gear a bit. And then we can put the Beastia coat on Reese, finally get her some trekking gear. And Joshua is going to be taking the Lunar Seal. And probably that Black Bangle EX. Oh, well, plus. Sorry, not EX. You can also turn Joshua into quite the dodge tank with Evade 3, because it gives him access to Sylph and Guard. Ultimately, not necessary, but still quite handy. Gonna give him HP 2 as well to make him a bit bulkier. Restore the HP and EP. If you didn't use your pool, you can use it. And the character dialogue has now changed, as Joshua is back. You can also speak to Joshua in there. So, I'm going to be using Mueller's support ability. I know this is the first time I've used them, but I went over them last stream, if you don't know what they do, it's essentially just a slight stat boost. But also a penalty in one other aspect. So whether or not the benefits or penalties are worth to you is purely up to your own discretion. If you don't want to march through the enemies, you can also teleport to Star Door 1. Someone really knows how to give people a proper scare. This seems to be quite an old castle, so it's certainly fitting for something like this. I'd personally dock points for overdoing the theatrics, however. I can't bear to stand outside a moment longer. We should make our way inside at once. Yeah, we should. Alright, let's do this. I see little reason to not have Julia in the front. As I feel that makes the most appropriate sense. Shave before you head in. Save, not shave. Well, there doesn't seem to be anyone inside. We're not alone, though. Be careful, they are gathering. Here comes the welcoming party. Oh, goddess, grant peace to these poor lost souls. So, the Banshees. We've already seen them before. No need to go over what they do specially. Give Joshua Holy Blessing. Arts Defense Sucker reduces Arts Defense. Typical. Enemy moves down into the range. And I'm going to clock down everything. This significant delay makes dealing with all of these guys a lot easier. Joshua also has his S-Break now, so I don't see why we don't show it off. He is still quite the powerhouse, just as he was in second chapter. Has not lost his touch. Get a boatload of Windsepith. This wasn't what I wanted to find. Where has everyone gone? I don't know, but we should start looking right away. Even if no one's here, we might be able to find some kind of clue as to where they are now. I can only hope so. In particular, we should focus our search on the throne room, royal guard room, royal keep, and the sealed area. Those seem most likely to areas to house clues. Forgot to give her information. Oops. You must put the information. And then as opposed to something like defense, Kevin can have Septium Vein, blah 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 blah. Well, you can have both. Woo, fancy. But good news, you can already get Kevin back up to having Tyrol, which is quite nice. And Lartira is now also back on the table. Lartira requires 8 Bleh. Language. 8 water value, 2 air, and then 2 space. I wouldn't recommend having scent on while you're running around, unless you're planning on fighting most of the enemies you're coming across. Also, note that with hit 2, you can now get Phantom Pain, which is a very important thing to have in combination with La Crest. You don't necessarily want these things on Kevin, but Kevin's probably the only person who will have the ability to get all of these, given his unique augment setup. Phantom Pain and La Crest make for an effective 40% damage reduction on enemies' physical attacks, which is immensely helpful. And La Crest being able to apply that kind of AoE effect instantly is immensely handy. Now you can get access to EP Cut 2s and EP 2s freely. You can also make Deathblow Quartz in this game, which is not something you've been able to do before. On top of that, Cast 2 is open to you, which there isn't a Cast 3 in this game, so you want to get 4 Cast 2s as soon as possible, because these things are immensely handy. The reward for Star Door 2 is Petrify, which you can now make. It's okay. It's not necessary, but it's a thing you can do. If you want to increase your water value, you can get Freeze. Other than that, I don't think there's anything too particularly important. Don't go sinking your teeth into too many of these things, because we'll be able to make the tier 3 variants of things very soon. But as a temporary stopgap, having these things is quite nice. Can give Reese EP2 here, which gives her clock down. Gonna restore everybody's HP and EP. And now we can get to exploring Grancel Castle. It's quite a large area, but if you know how to comb through it properly, you shouldn't require more than 1 or 2 passes. That chest contains a shield too. You can follow my directions if you want a more streamlined direction of where you're going. Otherwise, no need to worry. This is a nice chest. This is also a haiku. Chest, 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 chest. So the Queenly Cookie is another damage item with 1,750 power. If you want to check your recipe book, it basically just requires things that you can get from the skull heads. So if you want to farm skull heads for some materials, you can do that. But you can also get these materials from the tree in the Hermit's Garden, which you should probably do before fighting the boss of this area. Want to watch out for the banshees down here, but there is a Tira Bomb. Uh-oh. Oh, never mind, it didn't do anything. Bop. Go home, we do not care. And we get the repellent dish. If you check the repellent dish, 4,100 HP healing, plus 10 defense. Nifty! To try and go into the sealed area, you need a key for it. It is locked, just as it is in current world Grancel Castle. There's no reason to head up into this room, I don't think. You can fight the Wisps and Darkblades in here, if you want to farm for drops, which can be a viable tactic, as the Darkblades have some really good weapons and armor that you won't have access to for a while yet. And with Supreme Dual Strike, you can deal a fair amount of damage. I'm going to go very quickly show off Phantom Pain here. Phantom Pain. Live Skull Reaction. Dark Blades are both gathering energy, focusing on Joshua. Not what I meant to do, but okay. Give some damage. Perfectly fine. And we can send this dude to Brazil. Also, Arc Fencer can be used to stop them from attacking, which is nice. And the Wisps have an arts cancelling effect on a regular attack. Very annoying. Icky no good. Time to hope Joshua doesn't get 20%ed. He got 20%ed. Boo womp. Wah, wah. Kevin is dead if I don't save his buns. I'm not happy about doing that, but you know, I didn't really have a choice. And she's dead anyway. Boy. True Flicker. I am fine with you hitting me. I am no longer fine with you hitting me. Wah, wah, wah. Gonna get the freshwater recipe learned. Right there. Goodbye, Kevin. Nope, never mind. Yippee! Fish fillet EP charge. Almost worth it. No. And then shimmy over to the right side, and careful of the Iron Knight. Gonna let it walk up, do what it do. As long as Joshua has enough for an Evil Eye EX, that basically puts these guys out of commission. Just keep on Evil Eyeing. Gonna sacrifice arrow to make sure I don't run out. Hellgate, very good. Big boy slap. Big boy die.
That's that. Let's move out.
Beepity doop. And then there is a chest there with a Tira bomb. Once you've gotten all of that, you can TP to wherever your nearest healing source is. Have we done enough fights for me to get this yet? Probably not, but I'm gonna check. No, we have. Huzzah! You can teleport back down to the Castle Grand Hall. Once you've done one set of floors, I recommend saving before you head up to the next one. Just know what you have and have not cleared. Now, with that first floor done, you want to head all the way up to the left. There is nothing inside of any of these rooms except for enemy encounters, so if you don't care about enemy encounters, there's no need to bother, really. And then the foray is pretty much more of the same. Where you will chain to take out groups of enemies if you don't really have a better option. And everything aside from that is just spam murdercrafts on things, and the game will usually be fine. Keyword is usually on that one. Oh, there's not even an enemy in this room. Wah. If you manage to make your way into the library. Bugger. Your attack orders. I don't need to blue impact, that'll just die. And hopefully that'll kill. Damn, I should have accounted for the movement. Boo. Well, she is blinded, so she's basically a non-issue. Can get a Sacred Breath. You know, Joshua, she's blinded, not you. Went to work the opposite way, mate. I'm going to stall Joshua's attack to make sure Kevin's CP goes back up to full. Boop-a-dee-doo. Yeah, you can get a Pearl Earring. So if you didn't have Seal Immunity for that boss for some reason, there you go. Bam, bada, bam, bam, bam. If you get seen by the enemy, just turn around. It's not worth the risk you take by trying to run away from it that you get back attacked. I need to make sure Joshua doesn't die, but I also want that to move. Wow. God damn it. God damn it. Why? I cannot have nice things, because then people die. I thought Kevin had access to Thelius. Crap. Fine, a holy blessing it is. Overlapping sound effects, my beloved. Kevin, kill. Death blow is fair and balanced when it's on my side. As always, you can head right back down here to heal. Oh, wait a minute. If you head up to the throne, there is a Royal Knight next to it, accompanied by probably Grimoires. It doesn't have to be Grimoires, but it could be. If you think Joshua can tank it, Supreme Dual Striking is totally worth. Blue Impact, sure. Furious Charge, whatever, bro, whatever. Shove a sword through his face. Liquor will slow that down. And then a Soul Blower or two should kill. Bop. Bomp. And you can pick up a Glam Trucker Plus. The Glam Trucker Plus... 600 Arts Defense. Speed plus 5. Yeah, they ain't playing around. You can become basically immune to arts damage for how early in the game you get this. So you can give it to any character that you could see conceivably having an issue with taking arts damage. Particularly if you're concerned about your tank not having enough arts damage tank. Or if you just want to break the game in half, you can give Reese 1000 arts defense by using the Crimson Eye and the Glam Trucker Plus. But personally, I'm going to be giving mine to Kevin. So he's got some tanking capabilities. Gotta waddle back up the stairs. And there's a very important item in here. Ah, crud. It's my demise! That's the item! My inevitable demise.
Let's end this.
Now, in the hopes that I get very lucky... Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Can't make it, this stuck. Door stuck! Oh. I'm gonna airstrike in the hopes that I can kill that. Please? Yes. Okay, good. And because the Banshee got sealed, it can't do jack. So we can just poke it until it falls over. Where? It's Purging Bomb, there we go. Now that Reese has 200, we can just use the Blessing. Give Joshua all of his CP back. 400. Although if it broke out on that death turn, I might have cried. Anyway, enemy dead, no more. We leave. And you get Zerum Powder, the first one of this game. There's a crab in there. You stole its home, you monster. Zorin powder, 100 CP restoration, kills KO, heals all HP. Very busted, very busted. I want to see if I can sneak past that. There we go. Nothing in here that I can see or tell. There's a Banshee behind the desk. I don't know if you fancy a Luigi's Mansion-esque drink, but I personally do not. And then we reach the top floor. Stay away, stay away! That was a human's voice, wasn't it? So someone's still safe here. We should hurry and find them right away. You'll never guess who's here. You'll never guess. Surely. The thing you want to do first is head up to this door. I'm going to be the boy with eyes of amber and the princess with an indomitable will. Only then shall the door open. That'll give you a fast travel point on the top of the castle, if you ever need to come back here later. And, of course, it's Gilbert. What did I do to deserve this? Stay back! Don't come any closer, please! What is this curious spectacle? Crap, I'd forgotten all about him. So had I. I suppose it's no surprise he ended up here, however. It sucks to admit, but you're right. And it sucks even more, because I've got a whole lot of questions I want to ask him. And the only way I'm getting them is to bail him out. Get away from him! If you're unable to leave behind your attachment to this world, allow us to help you. What do you got? I mean, what are you wonderful angelic model human beings doing here? Save the sweet talking for later. First, we need to take these things out. Just stay there and don't get in our way. A horde of floating skulls. How lovely. This fight is plain and simple. Just use Julie's attack orders. Do a combo attack with Joshua. And then Aqua Bleed should be enough to take out one of them. And Ascension can kill the other. Probably the easiest quote-unquote forced boss encounter you'll see in this whole game. But there you go. I'm alive! Thank you so much! You saved! Now it's time for you to answer some questions for us. Is there anything you'd like to ask him, Captain? As it so happens, yes. How exactly did you come to be here? Gilbert, I believe? Do you know anything regarding how the capital came to be this way? No, I don't. I just woke up and found myself in the port here. I don't know why or how. I went into town, but there was no one there. Just a bunch of weird armored knights. I started running away from them, and next thing I knew, I found myself in this castle. So you were sent to a different place than us, huh? Too bad the city had already gone weird by the time you woke up. I was kind of banking on you witnessing whatever happened here. Well, boo-hoo for you. I've got something I want to ask you, too. Is Ouroboros involved in this? So you're here too, Joshua? Of course not. If they were, I obviously would have been the first to know. More like the last. What should we do with him, Kevin? Disarm him and tie him up? It's fine. He's not worth the trouble. He doesn't seem to know anything worthwhile, and he'd just get in our way, to be honest. I suppose that's true. Well, that's all the business we have with you. Kindly remove yourself from our sight. Think you can make me out to be some kind of useless fop, do you? Well, you'll regret this. When I find a way out of this place, you're gonna beg me to share it with you, but I won't. You can wander here last for all eternity, for all I care. I can't help but feel a little concerned. I hope he doesn't end up causing any trouble after being left on his own. I'm sure it'll be fine. He seems like the type who could worm his way out of any situation you hand him. I believe we've wasted enough of our time on him. We should resume exploring the castle. Speaking of exploring, I was going to say if you pan the camera, but you can't. Bloody cheek. There's a skull head hidden behind this tree. Just want to make sure you don't get hit by the AoE damage. And you can pick up a Terror Bomb. I want to heal Joshua very quickly. Kevin does have Thelius. I'm just blind. Awesome! You want to head down. Uh-oh. Gonna center that there. Ah, you're kidding me, that doesn't work. Okay. Well, I'm gonna Hellgate there. And that is a dog. What the hell? What is happening? I mean, I'd love to know, but... Mirageberg for its very low delay. And... Schlop. Damn. Never mind. All goes to plan. I'm just that good. Joshua levels up. And there is an attack too. I am not entering that chest, even for the promise of Stragers. Shoes will not bind me to this realm. And we head into here. And grab Haze. I certainly hope so. So, you can combine Haze by having it in your party with someone who also has Scent equipped, and that will stop you from getting any encounters. This is a setup that I will be taking advantage of very shortly. But for now, the most important thing we can do is come out onto the balcony. What? What the... Thank you for coming this far. I entrust this to you. Please, my... Who or what was that? A ghost? Perhaps not. There was something familiar about it. At the very least, it didn't seem like an ordinary ghost. Obtained treasury key. You want to TP out, head back to your HP, CP, EP restoring point, and prepare your party for the upcoming boss. I'm going to be stripping Joshua down to bare essentials here because I'm not planning on using him. Okay, there we go. Gonna take Mueller off support duty. And I'm gonna switch him back in. Then I'm going to minimize Mueller's setup as well. And Julius needs a rework. So now that we are back to bare essentials, Gonna give the black bangle to Mueller right there. So, what is there to do? I think I'm gonna give Julia Phantom Pain access. That's definitely what I want to do. Because her turns may not be used for damage at some points. And we're gonna want to stack her up with some tanking stuff. But we need to make sure she has an action 2 and a cast 1 at least. We're going to buy a cast 2 right here. Slap that on Kevin immediately. Action 2, cast 2. That seems to be a pretty good setup. Next up, Mueller. His lines are a bit too slim to make good use out of anything that we could properly give him. So I'm just going to set him up with some water arts. It should be enough to give him Tyrol, which will make him a very good emergency healer if I need it. He can instantly pop anybody back up to full. Gonna fill his one empty slot with... what should I put in it? This is a thinker. Action 2 doesn't really do anything for him, and I'm not going to have enough stuff to get up to Action 3, so I'm just going to set him up like that. I guess giving him Crest would be nice, but that attack boost though. Numbers. Reese. EP2. EP cut 2. Then she can get sent, which gives her a fair amount of access to things and stuff. Give her detection. Maybe? I think blind is better use there. It's clock down. we'll give her defense. Oh, wait, I could... I think that might be a better use, honestly. And then I'll put the defense, or not the defense, the action 2 and the blind down here. Maybe? No. It's just so difficult to choose. Whatever. I'm gonna... Septium Vein Scent in the bottom 2 slots against my better judgment. Ah, choices. Saint's all well and good, but if I can't cast it in time, then what's the point? I do think I'll take defense, though, because I need someone who can be kind of chunky. Getting Earth Wall is kind of big. And Kevin's not going to be doing much damage anyway, so I'm fine with that. And then mine too, I guess I'll take. I don't really like this, but I don't know what else I'm going to do here. So I guess this is fine for now. When you are ready, you want to teleport to Castle Hall on the second plane. Your tactics should be set up kind of like that. Going over Joshua's support ability real quick. It's +3 speed, agility +10, arts defense -25. No reason not to equip it at the moment. Especially when the game is just giving you a shield too. Like, +40 arts defense is pretty big. Yeah. We want to head down into the basement. The fastest way of getting there from that hall is going down these stairs. Delay that. Never mind. I'm going to miss. Because I suck. Poke and slap. Slap and poke. I don't think Julia's in mortal danger at the moment. Pokey, pokey, poke. And we should kill. That's fine. Hopefully we can get a nicer encounter here. Wow, that is not nice at all. You jerkbags. Don't like you. You're mean and smelly. Gonna double Hellgate. That should take out the Banshee in theory. Yeah, she's dead. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Aquableed finishes that. Lovely jubbly. And that's everyone at about 200, so not really bothered too much. Want to unlock the doors to the sealed area. Is this some form of elevator? Yes, it connects to the castle and a ruin 500 arch below it, but this doesn't make any sense. You're telling me. What's going on here? What exactly do you find strange? Well, when I first came to Liberl, Julia led through this room in the area below. But this isn't how this room was. It was way tidier. Indeed. To my knowledge, the room was put in order and then locked. And I was under the impression it was to remain that way. It's almost as if it returned to the same way it was back during the coup d'etat. That's the last time I remember it being in this state. Are you trying to suggest that we may have gone back in time? I find it impossible to believe that may have been the case, but how else could I explain this? Of course, I could be mistaken, and yet... Well, if we're going to follow what that ghost wants us to do, then we'll keep it up and hope for more answers along the way. Time to climb on board and see what's waiting for us. Right. Want to save the game. And then head into the hole. Oh my. I'd heard about this area from Olivier, but that hardly compares to seeing it in person. I doubt we'll be able to make our way through here without a significant amount of preparation. Might I suggest we return to base for now? I think we should go a little farther inside and see what the state of the ruins itself is in first. Kinda hard to know what to prepare for if we don't know what fiends we're going to be up against. True enough. Let's advance a little farther before returning to the garden then. Same as it was in first chapter, the sealed area. This can't be right. Impossible. Is something wrong? Something's wrong, alright. Unless my memory's mistaken, the inner layout of this place is completely different. It is, without a doubt. This area should be a corridor that leads to the first three-way junction. How is this even possible? I don't think you're mistaken. Now it all makes sense. Have you worked something out? Maybe, but let's head down on the elevator first. I'm almost sure that the answer is going to be waiting for us somewhere ahead. Alright. Let's be sure we're ready for anything. I think Is there anything I'm missing? This just isn't possible. How are we on the lowest floor of the ruin already? Could the space we are in be distorted? Nah, that alone wouldn't explain how the layout of the place has changed. Let's just keep up the pace. I've got a feeling there's going to be something or someone waiting for us not far ahead. Alright. I just hope we're ready for it. Me too, Mueller, me too. Here is the final monument. Nothing special that you couldn't already make once you hit the Grancel top one, except for Strike, Range 2, and Confuse. Which, all things considered, don't really impact your plan too much, in all likelihood. Confuse is extra mirage value, but you probably don't need it. Strike, however, could be nice. Specifically on Julia and Mueller. If you're not already using a status quartz on them. For example, here I can give Mueller Strike. Just wondering if I put it anywhere else would be better. Which, yeah, technically, there it goes. Restore your HP and EP. And if you've got everything... Kevin? Yeah, it's that smell again. The same one that you smelled before that coffin-like devil appeared. Bring it on. So you noticed the smell, did you? The dogs of the church have good noses, if nothing else. Who's there? Who are you? I was wondering when you'd finally show your face. You're the lord that knight spoke of, aren't you? I suppose I am. I do, after all, rule this land of Phantasma. Such a name is only fitting. You may call me the Lord of Phantasma, if you so wish. The Lord of Phantasma? Indeed. That's not a name ever mentioned in your beloved testaments, is it, Sergeant? So you know who I am, too. Someone's brushed up on their homework. That's enough time spent on trivial greetings. Listen to me, Lord of Phantasma, or whatever your name is. If all we've seen here is your doing, then return Grancel to the way it used to be at once. Should you refuse to comply, I should cut you down here myself. My, your request is so meaningless I scarcely know how to respond. There's no harm in devotion, but done in excess, it can only serve to cloud your eyes to the truth. Well, do you understand now, Julia Schwartz? What? I see. My suspicions were right after all. The Grancel we've been fighting our way through isn't even the real thing, is it? It's just an imitation of it. A replica of the city created here in Phantasma. That can't be! Could that really be true? That would explain everything. Yet the thought leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. Have we done nothing more than act out some repulsive play devised for your own self-satisfaction? That you have. Though I prefer you would thought of it as a valuable, unique experience. It's not often that one has the chance to play both the actors and their audience, is it, Mueller-Vander? That's not an experience I ever wanted. So all this time, Her Majesty and Princess Claudia were safe. Oh, Adios, thank you for your unwavering mercy. Oh? Your relief strikes me as coming more than a little prematurely. Whoever said that those you care about are safe? It wasn't me. Pardon? No! Does that contain... Think of this as the final reward placed for you to earn on this second plane. Of course, rewards aren't given for free. If you wish to earn it, you will have to overcome a trial first. Uh-oh. This is what a genuine devil looks like! This is another of the 77 devils mentioned in the Testaments. One of the 2 gatekeepers of Gehenna and leader of a vast army of minions. Rostrum the Savage. Gah! Are you insane? How do you think you can handle something that powerful after bringing it to life? I need not worry, for I have you to defeat it for me. Enjoy! Rostrum sucks. He just sucks. This fight is particularly nasty. For reasons I will get into now. The Rostrum bugs are essentially small mini extensions of Rostrum himself. And these enemies have the capability of inflicting you with mute, sorry. Which makes your arts casting capabilities null. The best thing you can do is clock up your allies and clock down your enemies, as is usually the case. Recovery Liquid is an attack that they can use which heals 666 HP to one of their own allies. That's very bad. So, depending on what Rostrum does when he charges, depends on what effect will be done when it releases. If it's a small circle like this, it means that Rostrum is going to buff himself. If it's a larger circle on the whole area, it means that he's going to do an AoE attack that will probably kill you if you don't protect it. You want to take out the Rostrum bugs as fast as possible. Purgatorial Howl will increase Rostrum's attack, but reduces defense, making it a somewhat opportune time to strike, provided that you actually have the leverage to do so. Also that. Yeah. It's pretty much expected that you're going to die more than a couple times on Rostrum, on the principle that he hits like a freaking freight train. Gonna Grail Sphere here. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Give Kevin a Holy Blessing. You basically want to keep your main party healer protected at all times with Earthguard, and then keep the damage up with your other attacks. But you don't want to group up, because that makes it a lot easier for Rostrum to deal damage to your whole party at once. It's a very weird balancing act that you have to strike. This is why Mueller can be particularly useful in this fight, because you can pull enemies to you and get them into more ideal positions to, well, deal damage. That, and having so many Rostrum bugs at the start is actually detrimental for Rostrum himself, because it gives you more turns with your Solar Seal to regenerate CP. You want to get all of the enemies grouped up near you, so you can take them out with the chain. Still, you have to be careful of Purgatorial Howl. He does have an attack incoming, which we need to watch out for. Thankfully, the Septium drop will make light work of pretty much anything Rostrum can do. Oh, well, the Rostrum bugs, rather. Immediately, want to protect everybody with a Grail Spear. And then you want to spread out. Not so far out that you can't get healed by Sacred Breath's range, but far enough out that you're not at risk of getting hit by large AoEs that Rostrum can do. Gonna Ragnar Bind. Pull that over. And then Holy Blessing on Kevin. Boost his CP up. Oh, crap. Gonna get a Mirage Berg up. Thalos on Mueller. Then Julia will use a Fried Phoenix on herself to give her some damage. Hopefully Rostrum plays nice. Okay, he does. Attack orders to get Mueller back up to speed. And then Chain 2 with his defense reduced. Oh, God. Christ. So Chain 2 does about 4k damage, which is nice. All things considered. Oh, God. Blade Dancer. Yee. We need to give Julia some speed. Doi. Well, okay then. Although everybody being in that corner is not particularly great. So I am going to get Reese out of there. Rostrum is going to spend that turn buffing, so that's fine. Gives us a bit of breathing room. god, Julia has no CP. I think I just need to move. Clock up. Yeah, the start of this fight didn't go particularly well. Which is unfortunate, but yeah, what can you do? Eventually, you'll get a kind of balanced tempo down where you can trade point for point with Rostrum without experiencing too many issues. He got the heal out of that, didn't he? Bastard. Yes, he did. And now he's at full. Bugger me. I'm probably just going to reset this, honestly. Yep. Yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah, give Rostrum the crit. Excellent. To Mirageberg, just to make sure she doesn't die. Oh, you missed. Go for an attack orders. And he calls another bug. Gonna lock Crest, just to give my survival chances a bit of a boost. Give Mueller an Earth Guard. Crit recovery liquid, bruh. Oh boy. All aboard the reset gravy train. Choo choo. Oh god. There he goes. This is probably the first difficulty spike that you'll see. And it lives up to the hype. I say hype. Less hype, more, ah god, why do my bones hurt? Oh, come on. I do not remember if you can clock down Rostrum, but I will try on the principle that it would be funny, I think. Oh, so you can. Huh. Yeah, that presents a barrel full of problems, doesn't it? Gale. Wow. Thank you, Rostrum bugs. Very cool. Maybe? Ah, only one. Crap. I think that's what I'll do.
I hold in my hand the chalice of heaven. May its holiest of lights act as our shield.
Whew. Righteous witness. Yeah, boy. So it is a black hole. Puts a very big delay on Mueller, but it gives everybody else some recovery time to work with. Rostrum's gonna get a free hit on Kevin that's gonna kill him. Boo. Fury. Doy. I very badly need to clock down Rostrum before he starts going absolutely hammer-lammer ding-dong on everything I love. Kevin can Tyria himself. Julia, however, needs to keep Mirage Berging. Boop. Reese is fine as long as she doesn't get slept. Good. Clock down on Rostrum, very nice. Still fast! Oh my god! Slow down, man! Right. Phoenix. God, that was a lot of damage. Reese needs Tyria or she will die. Jesus. We mule the Holy Blessing. I don't want to chain with Kevin, I want to chain on Reese. Because Mueller just needs to get that double attack. And then heal. Gonna Mirage Berg. Ow. Douche. Freaking douche canoe. Oh, his strength isn't debuffed anymore. Oh no. Fight. Please. Kevin lives. Okay, his defense down is removed. I cannot hit Rostrum, but that means he can't hit me, so I'm okay with that for now. Just gonna focus on defense for a second. Oh boy. I was going to say hopefully Mirageberg eats that, but of course it doesn't. Reese doesn't have any kind of guard, so she'll probably die. And I need to move Julia up. Great. Okay, Reese is fine. Just move that into the corner. Is Kevin's turn enough? I think it is. Okay. Reese needs healing. Eee. Okay then. It is officially time for the thing. I'm gonna Tiro Bomb because of the low delay. Move Mueller in. I just about can't make it. Oh, that sucked. Hammer of Wrath is functionally this boss's S-Break. Fortunately, it has a very, very long delay. Which means that now, while the boss doesn't have any minions up, is your opportunity to deal damage, regenerate, do everything that you need to do. I see no better time than to chain. Woo! This damage is going to be huge. Yep, about 4k-ish. Pretty big. Julia's attack up is one off. Gonna Forte, put that back up. Boss's speed isn't lowered, so the next attack it does could be quite devastating. But we're just gonna go for damage. Call allies, pulverizing blow. Oh, shit! Shiz. I said shiz. Oh, God. Please be nice. Thank you. Rostrum's almost dead. But I have, like, no health. Kevin has an S-break. Julia's speed is important. Because I need to refresh everyone else's buffs, and then protect from anything he's gonna do. I have to use Mueller to pull attention away from everyone else. Hopefully. No. Oh, no. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, shit. Thankfully, Rostrum is quite slow on his own. Still don't like it. Thaddeus Mueller, just get him back up. Oh, great. If I don't stop his speed before he gets out of hand, my goose is essentially cooked. Just need to stall turns. Just need to stall turns. Okay. Reese is gonna die again. The bugs, man! The bugs! Well, there goes Kevin. Yeah, there very much goes Kevin. I just cannot reach anyone with anything worth a damn. Another boss is going to heal 10%, and it's over. God. Rostrum difficulty spikes. Fox. It's just because Reese died when she did. Ugh. Christ. Fucking take me now, sweet Rostrum. Ugh. Okay. Beat everybody up. And slow Rostrum down. Gonna clock down the bugs. And then Sacred Breath to patch people back up. Oh, yay. No! No! God damn it, Rostrum! Christ. Out of my house. Get out. Get the hell out. Okay. Gets rid of all of that. Now what? The defensive line is re-established. I didn't even notice Kevin had access to Titanic Roar. That probably would have made that whole thing a lot simpler. Huh. Dark Matter does about 4k. That's centered on himself, so it's the buff. Go for another Dark Matter. Then I want to EP charge Kevin. Oh, I can't reach. Crap. send Mueller in. Move up, but stay separate. Pulverizing Crush, fine, whatever. Crit with attacks up and defense down, hell yeah! Kevin takes that out. Or makes it a non-issue at least. Can Holy Blessing Mueller. Barely in the range of Sacred Breath. Woohoo. Can use Julia's turn to Mirageberg. And ready a Terror on himself, because Mule's probably gonna get slapped. Never mind. Why am I wrong? At critical junctures. Go to the bug. Buff Mueller with Saint. And we can Dark Matter Rostrum. Strike as one. Calls allies, whatever, I don't care. 7,000, close enough for me. Not many things Kevin can do here, so I'm just gonna EP charge on himself. And then use 200 Grail Sphere. Deal a boatload of damage. Goes for Pulverizing Crush. Gonna use the Queenie Cookie. And that's all she wrote, I think. Burn in hell. So like I say, Rostrum isn't impossible, but without good luck and strategy, he is a pain in the arse. Give everybody some stats up. And get mine 3! Yeah, that's the one I wanted! It's a bit late, but it's the one I wanted! Woo! Yeah, the thing was scary. Can't believe we were able to defeat it. But now... that was truly a delightful spectacle. Well, take your reward. You've earned it. Oh. I get the sealing stone. Thank goodness. Captain. Surprised you make good on your promises. Now, you ready to cut to the chase? What do you want from us? What the hell is the point of all this? Poor Kevin Graham. Poor pitiful Kevin. Please try not to let me down any more than you already have. I am Phantasma, a shadow, much as a shadow only exists when there is something to cast it. I, too, only exist because of something within your number. Do you grasp my meaning? What? Kevin? How could I? You're just spouting nonsense. If you think being all cryptic is going to confuse us and lead us astray, you're very much mistaken, buddy. True enough, spouting cryptic nonsense is simply what I do. That is what you believe, is it? Then it must be true. Screw you. Perhaps I ought to go by a different name after all. How do you think Lord of Nonsense sounds? More fitting, perhaps? I said screw you! Kevin? What's wrong with you? Nothing. Don't worry. That's literally just a shadow. It is? Oh. That was a body double. Or an empty shell is more appropriate in this case. They must have switched while we were fighting that devil. I commend you for noticing. Still, your role on this plane is now over, and the wings of white to your number add a journey on deeper into the abyss, so you stand inside. I shall be awaiting our next encounter. Please. They take the overblown theatrics way too seriously. Our Resident Evil duo is gonna have to work on their act if they want to sound like anything more than a walking cliche. Anyway, we're done here, and we got ourselves another ceiling stone to open up. So let's mosey on back to base. I mean, I think we all know who's inside at this point. Indeed. Thank you, I appreciate it. Chapter 2 comes to a close. I'm so sorry, Kevin. I failed as your mother. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired. At least this way. At least this way, the two of us can... That dream again? How long is it gonna take before it goes away? It had to happen on Rufina's big day, too. I was hoping I'd be able to stop worrying when I got older, but at this rate... I'm sure she's plenty used to you worrying her already. Oh, it's you, Reese. Don't scare me like that. How long have you been in here? For a while. We're supposed to be cleaning the chapel today, but you weren't getting up, so I came to check on you. You seem to be having a nightmare, though, so I thought I'd wake you. Okay. Sorry, Reese. I was being a pain for you again, wasn't I? No more than usual. You've been a loser since the day I met you. I don't expect that to change anytime soon. Ouch. Kick a guy while he's down, why don't you? Well, whatever. We don't want to be late for breakfast on Rufina's big day. So let's go and get this done. Alright. Rufina! Oh. Good morning, you two. I wasn't expecting to see you here this early. Are you on cleaning duty today? Yes, but... But what are you doing up so early? You've got a long journey ahead of you. You need plenty of sleep or you're going to be exhausted before you even get there. I mean, isn't Arteria ages away from here? Well, yes. But I won't be able to offer my prayers to Adios here again for quite some time. So I decided to get up early and pray for all the days I'm going to be missing, too. Seriously? That's why? That's very you. Are you really going to be that busy, though? I thought you might be able to come home from time to time at least. I wish I could say otherwise, but I probably will. I've only just become a squire, so there'll be plenty of work in store for me. I'll be lucky to find time to sleep, never mind come home. I might be able to squeeze some time into my schedule once I've gotten the hang of the workload, but until then... Okay. And that's why you've got to sleep now while you still can. Come on, you've done enough praying for one day, so go back to bed until breakfast or something. You're so cold to me. What? How? I thought you'd want to make the most of the time you've got left with me, but it's like you don't even want me here. Did I do a bad job at raising you? Yeah, I never said I didn't want you to be here. And you might have done a lot for me, but raising me is a stretch. It's okay. He's just embarrassed. He's actually more than happy to talk to you. He's just terrible at showing it. Oh, get over yourself. Is that so now? I should have known. You're such a typical boy, Kevin. They all act indifferent to avoid letting their loved ones know just how much they care. And don't forget, he's at the rebellious age, too. How have I managed to survive being twisted around your fingers for so long? Is trying to toy with the hearts of innocent young boys a family thing, or what? Oh, I'd hardly say young. It's been about 5 years by now, you know. Speaking of which, I think I'm starting to get a craving for some chocolate. Maybe I should pick some up on the way to the station. Quincy Bell, of course, for obvious reasons. Oh, their new mint chocolate's currently my favorite. The fresh aftertaste mixes in with the chocolate flavor really well. I'll admit, that does sound tempting, but I think I'm more in the mood for the classic milk this time. That flavor will always be a fun little trip down memory lane for me. Because of how we met? Kevin, you're disgusting. Why? I think we all get that warm and fuzzy feeling when we look back on it. After all, the day you came to live with us, Kevin, was the start of many, many new wonderful memories. I treasure every single one I've made during these 5 years. They're all priceless to me. Then why did you decide to become a squire and leave us? It just doesn't seem like the right job for you. Even if you wanted to be in a church, couldn't you have become a sister at the chapel in town or something? I'm sorry, Kevin. Apparently I've just got the aptitude for it, or so I've been told. I feel like the best thing I can do is make use of that and try and help people in the best way I can. Of course, there's always the chance I won't be cut out for it at all, and we'll have to come home anyway. There's no way a girl as naive as you is going to be any good with the kind of crazy tough stuff you'd have to do. You better come straight back home once you've had enough. Really? Well, if it does come to that, I'll be expecting a nice warm welcome from the two of you. And with that, I believe this conversation has done a lovely job with helping you procrastinate cleaning for long enough. Should I lend a hand? If we're going to do the job, we might as well do it perfectly and have the whole chapel sparkling. Chapter 3, Golden Road, Silver Road. Two lights? I wonder if the other one could be. Scream? What just happened? Julia? Did you not leave for training exercises on board the Unseal? I'm so relieved to see you safe, Your Highness. I see Sieg is with you too. Scream? He is, but, I'm not quite sure what's going on. What? Long time no see. Hi, Chloe. I sure wasn't expecting to run into you here. What are you all doing here? Oh. It's good to see you again, Chloe. And Sieg too, of course. You two look well. Thank you. I'm not sure what to say. I feel like I should be waking up any moment now, but I'm not sure I even want to. Scream! I see. We found ourselves in quite the predicament, haven't we? I'm relieved to hear that the empty Grancel you found wasn't the real city, at least, but still. Unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily rule out the real capital being in danger. When we're dealing with something that has such great power, it can create a flawless replica of a vast city. There's no telling how far its influence could extend. Reese, surely there is no need to worry her so. We have nothing to gain from shying away from the truth. If anything, she's helping me better understand the gravity of the situation we are in. I'd like to help out with the investigation if I can. I'm not sure I could do much more than what you're already doing, but I won't drag you down. Scream! But Your Highness... I'm sorry, Julia, but I'm afraid nothing you say will change my mind. I may not fully understand the situation we're in, but I do know that it threatens the safety of our capital, perhaps the whole nation. I'd be disgraced as a crown princess if I were to stand by and do nothing while the people I will one day rule over are threatened. Wow, you're amazing, Chloe. As you wish, Your Highness. Well, welcome to the team. Great, I'll do what I can. So our next destination, that teleportation circle at the end of the sealed area. Yeah, that should lead us travel to the next area. I cannot speak English. Or by the sounds of it, to the next plane. Yeah, that appears to be the technical name for the various areas that make up the land we're in. It's a concept used in the Septian Church too. Our world is made up of a number of planes, or realms, situated on top of one another. At the top is the sky where the goddess dwells. Below that is the earth where we live, and at the bottom lies Gehenna, where sinners are judged. Those are the main three, but in between them there are countless other planes or realms too. So in other words, the farther down we descend, the less the blessings of the goddess will be able to reach us. Hey, can you not say stuff like that? All the creepy monsters roaming around, it's freaking enough as it is. You sound like a child who's afraid to walk around the house when the lights are off. Although I suppose that does make sense, given that you truly are a child. I am so not a child. Anyway, if that fake Grancel was the second plane, the next one's the third, right? I mean, it sounds obvious, but I'm not sure it's all going in one clear direction, or if we might run into a fork at some point. Yeah, I think straightforward is a safe enough assumption to make for now. And while we might not know what the Lord of Phantasma wants with us, we know it's nothing good. So even if it's not like that, that doesn't change how ugly this could get. So let's get ready for just about anything. Who knows what's waiting for us up ahead? Something wrong, Reese? If you think you might have figured something out, the rest of the class would love to hear about it. No, it's nothing important. You're right, we should start getting ready to leave. It may be worth our while to investigate some of the doors we've encountered thus far, too. Yeah, I don't know what's up with those things, but there sure are a ton of them. At the very least, they don't seem to have been placed by any of our foes. I'm all in favor of investigating them, too. So, if you head over down to the books, wrong shelf, I think. Is it not there? It should be. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway. You just want to head to the bottom of the sealed area. And walk up towards the seal. Well, this should take us to the third plane. Funny how this warp ended up being in the exact spot that the device to seal the aureole was in the real world. Device? Are you referring to the first barrier mentioned in that report? Yeah, the one designed to temporarily freeze it in another dimensional space. Although unfortunately for the guys who pulled it off, it looks like even that wasn't enough to stop the Gospels being able to influence it. I see. We still don't know what happened to the aureole either. Many seem to believe that the Liber Arc's collapse means that the aureole itself is no more, but we can't say so for sure. I imagine the only way to ascertain the truth of what happened will be to capture Weissman and get the answer from him. Although I can't even imagine where he is or what he must be doing now. What? But the report said quite clearly. No one in the church is sure what happened to him, either. It's still being looked into. Still, I think it's fairly safe to say that Weissman isn't involved with what's happening here. If he were, I'm sure he'd be openly reveling in every second of this. You all know what kind of guy he is. A valid point. He doesn't have anything to gain by wearing a mask like that, I suppose. We've got way too many unanswered questions at this point. All we can do is keep looking for answers. The less we know, the more we have to be on guard, though, so we'd best be careful. Right, Reese? I suppose so. Then if you head in... Where are we now? Something similar to the Jade Corridor by the look of it. Kevin, over there. A golden and silver gate? Well, this is foreboding. Again? The ghost we saw in Grancel. Visitors from afar. Bearers of the Grail emblem. Can you hear me? Yeah, we can! Before you stands the entrances to the twin corridors. Proceed through them both in sync, or never shall you reach the dark depths beyond. I entrust their operation to the monument before you. Step forth into the corridors, the power of the Grail with you, and move onward. But beware. Once you have stepped through the doors, the trial must be completed. Oh. Well, that's one question answered. That voice we've been hearing all this time was hers. Although now the next question is, who is she anyway? Whoever she is, she gave us some valuable advice on how to proceed. Step forth into the corridors, the power of the Grail with you, and move onward. And I say we take her up on that advice. Moving in sync means we're gonna have to split up, though. Or more like Reese and I have to each take a door at the same time while you guys tag along with whoever. That's how I took it too. If we don't do it the way she said, I doubt we'll be able to advance. They sure aren't making it easy for us, huh? That being the case, we're gonna have to divide ourselves in half to ensure no one goes alone. That still doesn't make much of a team against any impending danger, but it's what we'll have to work with. Why not ask the rest back in the garden to help us? And that way we could form 2 groups of 4. And that should hopefully be plenty for any challenges up ahead. But that voice said Kevin and I needed to be the ones who stepped through the gates. Sure, but that's all she specified. That you and me need to go through different ones. She didn't say anything about what these guys have to do. Plus, there's no telling what's waiting for us on the other side. We could use their help. Alright then, thank you. I'll be more than happy to assist. So, what should we do? Should we call everyone here right away? Even if we did, I wouldn't blame him for wanting to have some prep time before heading out. Especially since I've got a hunch that once we go into those gates, there's no going back out. So instead of calling him here, let's go back to them. and then we'll all come here once we feel up to the challenge. Dungeon on this plane requires you to form 2 parties, with Kevin and Reese as their leaders in order to advance. Each of the characters you have at this point will need to be placed in one of these parties. Furthermore, after beginning the dungeon, you won't be able to return to the garden until it is complete. To begin exploring, inspect the monument at the start of the 3rd plane and choose Explore the 3rd plane. So, the reason why I said don't bother investing in your quartz setups is because you can now make a bunch of rare quartz, specifically EP Cut 3, EP 3, and Action 2, and Cast 2. You're also going to need a lot of Sepith, because you'll need to have a setup of 8 of each quartzes that you want to use, which means you'll have to allocate stuff to your parties accordingly. So, next time on Trails in the Sky the 3rd, we'll head across the Silver and Golden Roads, and hopefully find out a little bit more about Phantasma as we do. Thanks for coming by, whether it was for the stream or you've just finished the VOD, and you're here now. I want to thank you for stopping by and watching this. The shares, the subscriptions, and the likes are appreciated. As always, comment if you have anything you'd like to ask. And stay safe. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.